I went to GameStop, I traded in all those games to pick up my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was pre-ordered. They didn't have a copy for me. Back to my favorite pawn shop, Cash America. Will I strike gold again? Let's find out. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's see what we got today. Terraria, which I have. I have those. That's one.
There's one PS2 game. Is your hot one messed up?
I didn't put the scratches. You know how sometimes you can't see the scratches?
I can't like put it in there and leave it and have it
I think it could be longer time.
You didn't know?
I think, but you're better than that.
We're making a pile today. Dragon Age, Monster Hunter, oh, Space Hulk. Forgot about this one. Yeah, we'll add that to the pile. Okay. So let's see if I missed anything in this Xbox section. NBA. More than likely I didn't. FIFA. NBA. I mean, I'll look at Mortal Kombat 11. I don't think it's worth anything, but I'll look. A lot of NBA. I don't think Man-Eater's worth anything. I mean, you never know. I'll put it up there just in case. Okay. Titanfall. Sorry, I'm checking the back section to see if there's anything I missed. There usually isn't. Okay. I don't think Madden 21's worth anything anymore. I'm pretty sure it's not, but I'll look. It's the MVP edition. Oh, it's got some service. That's a no. Okay. Well, we got a stack here. I'm gonna look at some of these to see what they're going for and go from there. All right, so this is the stack. It's a nice fat stack. I'm gonna go check this Switch case on the other side, see if there's anything over there. Got some consoles, an old 360. There's all the Switch, bunch of Switches and DS games, nothing crazy. There's Paper Mario, but I think it's 20 bucks. Yeah, nothing really good on there. Alright. There is a Connect for 10 bucks. I don't need that right now, though. Maybe later. Alright, let's see what we can do.
You ready, boss?
Hey, hey. What's good? What's good?
Alright. Merry Christopher.
Yep. It's a bunch of old stuff.
Yeah. Xbox One, Xbox One, Wii.
You're gonna get this too, but I don't know what's wrong with it, and I don't do returns.
All right, sounds good.
You pick the master one, right?
How much we're looking at?
Probably like $20.
All right.
Let me ask her though.
All right, cool.
Might have to double up.
Yeah.
Take your lunch, dog. I'm hungry, man.
Hey, gotta get your food, right?
I thought you would go more. I thought you would go more.
All right.
That's what I say, go eat, dog. Yeah, no, I want to eat too. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, it's hot out there, man. Let me tell you,
that's what
it is brutal.
I'm just really thirsty.
I don't blame you. All right, man. Take it easy.
I really appreciate you. Have a great day.
You too. Yeah, I think I did okay. We'll go over this in a sec. Since I'm in the neighborhood, might as well check out the other value pawn. See if they got anything. I doubt it, but every now and again I score in here. So let's go see. Thank you. $25 controller. $30 for those games is not good. Let's see if they got anything new. Yeah, they did, technically. It's not marked. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything. Of course, there's no game in them. Okay, what's this? This one? Watch Dogs 2. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, there's a strikeout. I don't mind though. We got some good scores the other places. Let's move on. All right, so as expected, Value Pun did not include anything, but as you saw, I scored big once again at Cash America. They just never cease to amaze me. I feel like every time I go in there, not every time because I've had a few strikeouts, but lately especially, man, they've come in clutch. And that was one of the better deals that I've gotten because, as you saw, I got a nice thick stack of games and a laptop for $20. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. So I got this Chromebook. I don't know what the deal is. They were saying something is wrong with it. It looks like an old Chromebook. I don't know. It's free. I'll figure I'll try to boot it up, see what I can do with it. If I can get it to work, maybe, I don't know. I have a MacBook, so I don't really need it, but I guess it can't hurt. But it was free, so I ain't complaining. Even if I can sell it for parts, that'd be nice. All right, and then you ready for this stack? Because this is a big stack of games. Mostly Xbox One. There are a few Wii games in here sprinkled in as well, but it's mostly Xbox One. And all of this was $20. So we're going to start off with Stern Pinball Arcade on the Xbox One. It has a bunch of arcade pinball games, including AC/DC, Star Trek, Harley Davidson, Last Action Hero. It's got some good stuff. So I'm pretty excited to add this to the collection. I don't have a pinball game, I don't think, so I'll take it. So I had to move to a completely different location because I had a guy wanted to randomly sit next to me. on the bench while I was filming, so I wasn't going to keep filming while there's a random person there. Anyway, I believe we're starting at the games. So I got a total of 10 games for 20 bucks, and that also includes that laptop. So I think I did pretty darn well. We already talked about Stern Pinball. Next up, we have Indivisible on the Xbox One. It looks good. It's like a turn-based RPG with a really nice 2D art style. I think it was on Game Pass at one point, and it was one of the Walmart clearance games from last year, I believe. But yeah, for $2. I will gladly take that for sure. Next, we have Space Hulk Tactics on the Xbox One. It's not a game I see very often. I don't really know much about it. It looks interesting. So when you can get games for that cheap, you just grab what looks interesting. It doesn't even matter whether it's like particularly good or not. So for $2, I'm absolutely going to take a chance on that. Now we have Industry Giant 2 on the Xbox One. Looks like a city builder. Looks interesting. I think this was free at one point or was it Game Pass. I don't remember. But I have a physical copy that I paid $2 for, so I ain't complaining. Next up, we have MX vs. ATV All Out on the Xbox One. This one I'm going to trade into GameStop. I know it has a little bit of value at least. So let's add to that trade-in pile for sure. This one surprised me because I have this game. I didn't think it had any value, but apparently it does. Elix on the Xbox One. Now, I know the sequel just came out, so maybe because people are interested in the sequel, the original has gained some traction. I'm not 100% sure, but apparently, according to GameStop's website, this has value, so I grabbed it to trade in. Figure is worth a snag. Devil May Cry 5 on the Xbox One. I already have the special edition on the Series X, so I don't need this one. I mostly grabbed it to flip, which it's worth $5.50 before any bonuses, so I can definitely get some decent credit extra for that. And then our Monster Jam Crush It on the Xbox One, another kind of generic game. It's about monster trucks. I think this one has some value, so I'm going to try to trade that in as well. So a nice pile of games to trade in. And then the last two were Wii games, one of which I passed up last time, and I kind of regret it, so I snagged it. And that is a complete copy of Carnival Games on the Wii. I know it's another generic Wii party game, but it's complete. It's in really good shape. So I figured, you know what, might as well grab it, especially for $2. And then this one I was excited about because I've wanted to play this game for a while. I haven't found it for cheap. And it is disc only, but it's actually still a pretty valuable game. We'll get to that when we go to the recap. But The Conduit on the Wii. Now, if you don't know, The Conduit is one of the first-person shooters developed on the Wii. And it was one of the few that actually did a decent job at translating first-person shooter controls to a Wii. So I'm excited to try it out. I've never played it. I've always wanted to. So now I have a chance. But yeah, 10 games for $20 plus a laptop that may or may not work. I'll take it. So pretty happy with the results so far. All right, it's GameStop time. Let's do our trades, see what we get, come home with some new stuff. Let's go. All right, so it's actually the next day, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience at GameStop because it was kind of an interesting one, and sadly, it's not the first time this has happened. I went to GameStop, I traded in all those games to pick up my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was pre-ordered. They didn't have a copy for me, even though I pre-ordered it 2 weeks ago. Kind of defeats the point of a pre-order. Now, I get the fact that, yes, there's supply chain issues and all that, but it's just frustrating to me that they didn't get enough games to meet their pre-order demand. So that's frustrating. And I also was not, like, told in advance, hey, we don't have your game. So I was able to trade in all the stuff that I got over the past couple videos and got the bonus due to some workarounds. We got creative, but we pulled it off. So I ended up picking up some Pokemon cards. I pre-ordered a couple games, and I still had enough credit to pick up Xenoblade for free after my trade-ins. So my original plan was I was just going to wait at GameStop, or not wait at GameStop, but like wait for GameStop to get my copy and then go back in and pick it up. But then I thought of an idea, because I noticed when I looked on the GameStop app that they actually had copies available for delivery today, because that's one thing they do is same-day delivery. Now, the downside to that is same-day delivery costs $10. I didn't really want to spend $10 to get the game delivered, but I figured I would talk to GameStop support, because again, it was an issue on their end, not mine, so I feel they would be kind of understanding. I talked to them today, and they were to an extent. I was hoping they would give me a $10 coupon, or basically just waive the delivery fee. They weren't able to do that. They did give me a $5 coupon though. So in a nutshell, I'm paying $6 to get Xenoblade Chronicles 3 delivered to me. Now granted, that just means that my pre-order was for nothing, but I'm just gonna move that $5 over to another game. So no harm, no foul. It is a little unfortunate that I have to pay a little bit of money out of pocket, but the nice thing is I'm gonna get the game today. I don't have to wait for my store to get a copy, and I can save that money for later. So that's what's going on. We'll go over that as well as all the pickups when Xenoblade comes in. Alright, so it's time to do a recap of everything that I picked up in this episode. And before we get started with the game pickups, which we have quite a few actually, I did want to talk about the laptop. So oftentimes Cash America, in order to, I guess, get rid of some of their inventory that just isn't selling, will just give me a random item that I can do what I want with, just because rather than like looking up a price for a bundle, they just scan the price of that item, they give me the item, and then they give me what I wanted to pay for. So this time they gave me a Chromebook, and I was told they weren't sure what was wrong with it, but it's a Chromebook. So of course I want to do some digging to investigate and see what was wrong with it and if it actually can function. So I powered it on a few minutes ago in the bathroom just because I wanted to check and see what was going on. It does power on. The thing that I've discovered that's wrong with it so far is that the keyboard, not all the keys work. Because I was trying to type in my network password and certain keys just were not functioning. So now the nice thing is you can get around this by just plugging in a different keyboard. So I'm probably going to try that just to see if that will cause it to work. If it works fine beyond the keyboard, I mean, that's fine. That's doable. I mean, you still got a working Chromebook. So I'm going to mess around with that. I haven't done that as of the time of this recording, but I'll test it. And I'll probably let you all know in a future video what happens to that. But I decided to look up the value, and it's not an extremely valuable computer because it is a Chromebook and it's an older Chromebook, but according to the listings I saw on eBay, it's going for about 30 bucks. So essentially I got a $30 computer for free. Now whether it works or not is the big question, but I mean so far it powers on. It seems to work except for the keyboard, so if I plug in a USB keyboard or wireless keyboard and it works, I got a free Chromebook. I'll take it. It's not going to replace my MacBook Pro anytime soon, but, you know, never know when you might need an extra computer. So now let's get to the games. We have a pretty good amount of them that we picked up from Cash America, and of course one, which was the focal point of this week's episode, but we'll get to that at the end. So, I picked up a bunch of games from Cash America, as you saw, and I traded in a good chunk of them, but I kept quite a few because either they didn't trade in or I didn't have them in the collection, so I figured I would go ahead and add them. So we're going to start off with a loose disc copy of The Conduit on the Wii. If you don't know what this is, it is a first-person shooter that was developed for the Wii. The Wii is not exactly known for quality first-person shooters, so it's interesting to see one that was specifically developed for it, and it actually was pretty good from what I remember. I never played The Conduit, but I heard good things, so when I found a loose disc copy, I figured I would grab it. Everything in this bundle I paid $2 for, except for the Chromebook, which was completely free. So I paid $2 for this, and it's worth $7. When I say I paid $2, I mean I paid $2 each, because it was a $20 bundle. So this is worth $7. We're going to go to the other Wii game, which is Carnival Games on the Wii. It's a classic Wii game. You've seen this a bazillion times. They've even ported it to Xbox One, PS4, and Switch now. Just the minigame collection, very popular back in the day on the Wii. I didn't own it. I figured, you know what, might as well grab it, especially for $2. Paid $2, and this is worth $6 in complete form. Now we're going to go to my Xbox One games, and I actually got quite a few Xbox One games, most of which did not have the original case. Well, they did have the original case, just not the original artwork, but I got a couple complete ones as well. So we're going to start off with Space Hulk Tactics on the Xbox One. I believe this is a strategy game. It looks interesting. Don't know much about it, but I figured I'd grab it for that cheap. Paid $2, and this one is worth $6. So it's not worth a ton, but no, it's okay. Next we have Industry Giant 2 on the Xbox One. This is like a city building strategy game, which I do enjoy those. I'm a big fan of Civilization. This could be fun. I figured I'd give it a shot. Paid $2 for this one. It's worth $6 as well. Next we have Monster Jam Crush It on the Xbox One. I originally picked this up to try to trade to GameStop, but they do not take it, so that's fine. It's a monster truck game. Can't be that bad, right? Paid $2, and this one is worth $8. So this one actually has some value, which is surprising. Now we got the 2 complete games that I still have. First one is Stern Pinball Arcade on the Xbox One. Includes a bunch of licensed tables, including AC/DC, Star Trek, Frankenstein. It's got some fun stuff on it. It's a pinball game. Can't really go wrong with pinball games. It looks fun. It's got some solid pinball titles on it. I'm excited to try it out. Might as well. Paid $2, and this one is worth $12 in complete form. Last game that I kept is Indivisible on the Xbox One. This is looks like a JRPG. Looks cool. This was one of the games that Walmart had last year for like $4 on the Switch. I couldn't find a copy then, but now I got it for $2. So technically I got it cheaper than I could have gotten it at Walmart. So I paid $2 for this, and it is worth $10. So not worth a ton, but you know what, that's okay. Now we go to GameStop. So I know I mentioned in my last clip that I wanted to pick up my pre-order of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but GameStop did not have it. So I decided to reach out to GameStop support and let them know, hey, I pre-ordered this game. It wasn't there. I saw you have them for delivery today. Is there any way I can get a discount or a way to waive the delivery fee so that I can get it today? And they told me they can't waive it, but they can give me a coupon. So essentially I paid $5 to get Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But I did it. I got it delivered. Before that, though, I did trade in a bunch of games, and some of the games were ones that you saw in last week's episode, plus a few from this week. I spent a grand total of $51 on the games that you saw that I traded in at GameStop, plus one extra game that I just had on me. And I got a grand total of $115.70 in credit, which is fantastic. So I was able to fully pay off with my credit Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Pretty happy with that. I had a bunch of extra credit, which I used for some other stuff, which you will see later on. But yeah, I picked this up, got it delivered to me, paid nothing out of pocket. I paid essentially $60 in credit, and it's worth $60 because it's a brand new game. But yeah, now I have all 3 of the Xenoblade games, which is kind of tough to come by, especially 2 nowadays. And I have a hunch 3 might be hard to come by too, since it seems like not a lot of places got a ton of copies of it. So if you really want to complete the Xenoblade Chronicles saga, I would probably grab that one, and especially X if you can find it on the Wii U, because that one's becoming harder and harder to find. And that's it. Pretty solid week. We got some really good pickups from Cash America. It's been a fun ride. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. New videos on this channel air twice a week, with new episodes of the Bargain Game Hunter airing on Fridays. Hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. We're getting a lot of viewers on the more recent videos, so thank you to everyone who's been watching. But I definitely want to get that engagement up, because I want to, not only do I want to talk to y'all and see what you think about my game hunting exploits, but share some of your best practices, or share some of the stuff that you found. I'm just generally curious what people tend to find around the place. So let me know what you find, and let me know if you have any suggestions or any comments on the videos. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.